You mentioned a couple of terms in there I just want to clarify. As I was looking into this topic, I encountered the term plebiscite many times. Can you explain what a plebiscite is, what that means?
A plebiscite, so what happened with the petition was written in such a manner that it says we want a bylaw on neutrality, and it was written exactly right with very specific wording. And the town, because there were so many petition signatures, the petition then becomes binding. And so that means the town has to take action on it. And so at the council meeting on Monday, November 27th of 2023, they had to do first reading on a bylaw on neutrality. Now, what they could have chosen to do was do second reading and third reading. But those 5 councillors, none of those 5 councillors that were at that meeting on November 27th, none of them shared the values of the petition. So they didn't want to do second and third reading. So they put the matter to plebiscite. And so what a plebiscite means is it means the people get to vote. So all the eligible voters of the town get to vote. Now, in between first reading and the plebiscite, there was some other interesting things that happened. There was a by-election, so it was officially opened in December, and I decided to run for council. Initially, I was going to run for mayor because I learned nobody was challenging the councillor that was running for mayor. And then I found out that someone who shares my values was running for mayor. So I thought, okay, he can run for mayor. And I managed to change my paperwork in time, and I ran for councillor. So I had a wonderful campaign, and big thanks to all the people. Some people came from over an hour away to come and help me door knock, and it was cold. And we door knocked in December and January. Now, I didn't win my seat as a councillor, but I did come in second out of 5. And I still have my campaign signage, and I have plans to run again as councillor in October of 2025. So we can't be discouraged. Like some people, they think, oh, well, I'm going to run for office, or I'm going to push for this. And some people get discouraged when it doesn't quite go the way you hope it would. But when I talk about celebrating the small wins, even my campaign, for example, I learned so much about partially successful. I helped raise awareness to important issues. I found out I actually had some helpers come from far away that I didn't expect would come. So I had some really pleasant surprises to find out the support. I had some wonderful financial donations. One fellow basically paid for all my signs. And so what we got to do is we got to focus on the outcome we want, and we got to take the steps to get there and use positive energy to draw in the people and the resources that we need. So once you identify the outcome and you identify the steps, and then you share that with your network, it's all going to come together. And try to kick that negative thinking out of there. Think positive. We can make the change. So even though I didn't make it to council and my preferred candidate didn't make it as mayor, I am not discouraged at all. The plebiscite was a success on February 22nd. We now have a bylaw on neutrality. There can be no themed crosswalks in the town of Westlock. And when it comes to our municipal flag poles, the only flags that are allowed to fly are the Canadian flag, the Albertan flag, and the municipality flag. So we've drawn a line regarding boundaries, and we've had this success in our community. And whatever one of your concerns is in your community, maybe it's the same concern as mine, but maybe it's something else that's more important to you. You can still use what we've learned about rallies and protests and letter writing, letters to the editor, presentations at town council, petitions. You can still learn from us and apply those strategies to make the change in your community.
When you were running for your campaign for council, how valuable to you was that outside support?
Very valuable, because this is a small community of less than 5,000 people, and the local folks here that I was hoping could help me with the campaign, they weren't all available. So happy that people came from outside the community to help with my campaign, and they came and they door knocked for me, and they had to wear ski pants and mittens, but they still did it. So I'm really grateful. And mostly it was flyer distribution is most of what it was, but there was some door knocking, some interaction. And when we found a supporter, we worked to get their information. Some of these people wanted to put my sign on their lawns. And so that was just super. Plus, of course, we put up a bunch of signs near the main roadways. So there was a really great momentum, and I'm so grateful for the helpers from outside the community. And that's one of the things we need to do going forward is when you're thinking about making the change in your community, don't just like limit yourself to the resources and people and ideas from that community. It's necessary to reach outside and draw in resources from outside.